In this video, I'm going to give some before and after moments of the boys going to church. And if you'd like to see more, then stay tuned. Hey EllisFamLifers, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is EllisFamLife, #Autistic Twins, where we like to do three things. We want to raise awareness and acceptance for nonverbal autism, relate to you and the autistic person in your life, and educate by sharing examples and stories of our life with nonverbal autistic twins, Alex and Will. So, new and old friends, thank you for joining us. Today's video is a little before and after of the boys in church. It's kind of a happy moment because we've reached a point where we can actually take the boys to church, and it's gotten a little bit easier. Most of y'all know that the boys are 5 years old, and having nonverbal autistic children makes going anywhere difficult, and church is no exception. Now, granted, church is a little bit safer place because our friends and family are there. They know us better. It's a group of compassionate people who love on us. So it's a good place to be to get the boys acclimated to being in a social setting. And of course, church is very important to us as a family. Up until this point, you know, life is just complicated, and we could never take them into the service because they don't function at a neurotypical 5-year-old level. So you can't really reason with them and say, please sit still, or even help them draw or color or whatever. It's even difficult to go to a normal, neurotypical Sunday school for their age. And thankfully, we've had Miss Jessica this whole time, who is really, she having experience in the autistic world, has really helped us be okay with keeping them in nursery. Even though nursery is really for 2 years old and under, the boys have been going to nursery pretty much the whole time. Anytime that we make it to church, the boys have been going to nursery. And she's so good with them, and they trust her. She's earned their trust. We've been making it work, but for the last 6 months or so, I'd started thinking about, what if we took them in the service with us? They're getting older. They're a little bit calmer. The CBD helps with meltdowns, so they're not as overwhelmed with being in large crowds. They get kind of clingy, but that's okay. We can deal with that. It's just that I don't want them to cry or disrupt the service. So, also, Will has headphones now, so that helps cancel the extraneous noise that really bothers him. And one other thing is that we have Miss Catherine now. Miss Catherine is relatively new to our church, but she's a special ed teacher, and she and I had been talking about what if she created a Sunday school curriculum for them, because that's what she does for a living, and she loves our boys. So she approached me one day and said, what do you think about the twins coming to the big service with y'all? And I will help. I'll sit with you and hold one of them if that will make it easier. And crazy enough, I had been thinking the same thing. So I said, yes, let's do it. Let's try it. So the after video is about 2 or 3 weeks ago, where we all sat in the service, and Frank had to work, so he wasn't even there. But it was me, Will, Stephen, Frankie, and Catherine was holding Alex. And it went really well. And like, everybody came up to me after the service and said, the twins did so good. We're so proud of them. And it was it was just wonderful, because the before is the Christmas party from December of 2018. And I didn't show the worst of it. Like, I probably got about a minute's worth on video, and the boys are really clingy. You can see that they're teary. And I didn't even get like the crying or the fussy part. And I don't remember if Will started screaming or what, but I was tired, and it had been a long day. I think we had already been to church that morning, and we were just worn out. And then it was just me and Frankie, and we each had to hold a twin, and there was no like setting the twins down to eat. Like, it was a eating, we were going to eat there at the party and then do some singing. And it was really disappointing because I got there and I was kind of tired. It had been a long day, and any day is a long day when you've got special needs children. And then we got there and neither one of the boys would cooperate, and we couldn't put them down. And it doesn't look terrible in the video, but I didn't get the worst part on video because it's really difficult to get all of that on video while you're trying to deal with them. But just trust me that it was bad. Like, they just cried and were really clingy and wouldn't let us go. And Alex especially is a little monkey. He will put his arms around your neck and he will not let go, and he holds tight. And so there's no balancing a plate. And they're 5 years old, not babies, so they're big and heavy. And there was no getting up to sing or anything like that. So I just told Frankie, let's just go back home. And it was so disappointing. And that was Christmas time when I released that video. And it was kind of wrapped up in all of that. This is so frustrating, because you can't go do things. You can't take them and go do things. So for us to get to that point where Catherine says, hey, I'll help. Let's just see if they'll sit in the big service, because they love to hear the singing especially. And the singing takes up a good, third to half of the service, and they like to hear me sing, and I sing on the praise team. So I thought, let's try it. And then they've been better at sitting quietly, maybe having 2 years of regular, not regular school, but school, and having some order, some routine and discipline, like the discipline of being able to sit still. And so it seemed like it was time to try it. And so we tried it, and I didn't get a lot on film. I just basically kind of held my phone and kind of filmed everybody. And I think the big boys are being kind of silly too, but I just wanted to show that the boys are sitting quietly and they're just hanging out. I don't know how much they're really hearing of the service, and this is after I came down from singing, but they were sitting quietly. And I think towards the end, Alex got a little bit, because he was getting a little bit bored, but it was just time to change positions, and then he was fine. And then we finished the service. So it opens up a whole new door of possibilities for us, because now we can probably go to service every week, as long as Miss Catherine's there to help. And we can start thinking about doing more things. We'll take it a little bit at a time, because I'm telling you, and I know y'all know how it is, half the time we just didn't make it to service because we were exhausted with their care from the week, and we would just stay home. But that's a hard place to be, and it's good for us as parents and older siblings to get out and be a part of something bigger than ourselves, and especially people who love us. And also, it's good for the twins. They need it. So I have to not wear myself out. So I have to take it a little at a time, because I get tired easy, and it's just emotionally and physically draining to take them anywhere. But they did really good in that service, and so it's opened up this new door. It's opened up a new world of possibility for us, and I'm interested to see where it goes. So hopefully I don't get too enthusiastic and burn myself out. I don't know. Anyway, so I just want to show you these little before and after moments, just really short clips, but to give you an idea of what it was like in December versus what it's like now, and to see it is such a small thing, but it's really huge progress for what they've been able to do.
They're all against you. It smells too good in here. It's a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy, I tell you. Look at that food. It looks too good.
What do you think? What do you think? What about us? Hey, turn around and look. Turn around and look. I've got Alex. Who is that in the camera? Who is that in the camera? Turn around and look. Turn around and look. Turn around. Who is that in the camera? Who is that? They're a little overwhelmed. There's a lot of people and a lot of noise. Hey! I'm at church and I'm mad. At church. This is Will. Frankie's holding Will. William, look at the camera. What do you think? Is it a lot of sound?
It smells too good.
We're at the church Christmas party. Okay, friends, thank you so much for joining in my yay happy moment, my little miracle of miracles that the boys could sit through a church service. If you liked this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel. Click the little bell for notifications to know when I release new videos, which are generally on Saturdays and sometimes also on Mondays, and when I get really industrious, also on Wednesdays. And if you know of someone who needs to meet us or hear our story, or we need to meet them, they're alone, they have a special needs child, an autistic, nonverbal, whatever, send them over here so that they can meet us and we can meet them. We're on Facebook, EllisFamLife, #AutisticTwins, Instagram, EllisFamLife_AutisticTwins. If you want to see a little bit about our CBD journey and get little cute coupons and stuff, it's EllisFamLife, #AutisticTwins, CBD VIP. And leave me a comment and let me know, especially if you're an autistic person sitting through a church service or you have an autistic loved one or child, and tell me how you do it. Does your church have a special needs program where your child goes to the service and you go to another service? I have a friend who does that here in our hometown. Or do you just not go to church right now because it's too overwhelming and too draining, which is okay. You're just not at that place. And or do you take your child to the service with you and manage it? I'm just curious to know what your journey is. So leave me a little comment and let me know how your journey goes. So like, subscribe, ring the bell, share, and comment. And do all of those things. And I look forward to seeing y'all in all of the other places. Go follow us on all of the other social media platforms. And thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to next time.